G'day, welcome to this week's Training Tip Tuesday. It is me, Andy Chadwick, and we have got another great video for you today. So we're going to be working on a bench press, and we're going to be looking at how to develop your chest with the bench press. Okay, so sit back, relax, enjoy the footage, and I'll see you all at the end. So the movements we're going to be performing with the bench press is going to be shoulder abduction as we start to lower the bar down towards the chest. And you can see here that the hands are moving away from the body and then back towards the midline. So on the way back up on the bench press, on the concentric, we're actually performing shoulder adduction, where the elbows and the hands are coming back closer together. Now, depending on the bench press range, will depend on the amount of abduction and adduction. So the second thing we've got here is tricep flexion, where the tricep is moving back and the triceps and shoulders are working. And then we press back up, and you can see here that the elbows are coming back towards the midline. Again, as we start to come back up, we're performing tricep extension, and that is where the tricep is moving back up towards the top, and we're squeezing again, pushing to the triceps and the shoulders. For the setup of the bench press then, we want to make sure that the feet are slightly wider than hip width and they're in a good solid position, and we want to make sure that we take our hands. I'm using the ring on the bar as a marker here, so that's where my index finger is going, but we want to make sure that the hands are wide enough that when we start to lower down, that we're lowering down towards the chest and we've got a 90-degree bend. Now from here I've set my shoulder blades, and you can see I'm bringing the bar over the chest. We want to make sure that the hands and the wrists are in line, and from here, nice and controlled, I'm bringing it over the chest and I'm going to lower down, and you're going to see I'm going to hit that 90-degree bend there, and then I'm going to drive back up to the top. Slightly on this angle, you're going to see that I'm able to lower down towards the lower portion of the chest before driving on back up. I'm taking a big deep breath at the top, lowering down towards the bottom portion of the chest, and then pushing on back up to the top. Okay, so from here we're going to see the elbows are hitting that 90-degree bend, they're staying tucked as we perform the movement, lowering that bar down towards the bottom portion of the chest, and then driving on back up to the top. And there's a slight little arc in the bar, which you can see from the top. You can see there I'm lowering it down towards the bottom portion and then driving on back up. That bar path is following my forearm all the way through the movement, and then re-rack the bar when we're completed. In terms of rep ranges then for the barbell bench press, this can be completed anywhere from 3, 4, 5 to 8, 12 reps. Okay, so there's no specific kind of rep range that would work best. I think if someone has a goal more of strength, they should be aiming more towards the 5 to 6, 7, 8 rep range. If people are looking more at kind of power and their powerlifting, they probably want to be looking at around the 3 or 4 rep range, maybe even 2s or 1s, but that would be very rare. And I think if we're looking more towards hypertrophy, so we're really trying to grow that chest, I think we should be hitting at least 8 to 12. We don't necessarily need to go above 8 to 12 for this exercise. I think if we went on to maybe a chest press or maybe onto pec flies, which is more of an isolation movement, we could really kind of get some growth out of the chest as opposed to this exercise. So I'd always kind of, depending on your goal, work within a rep range that you need to, and from there we can kind of make that development. So the first common fault that I tend to see in the gym is the guys will typically be kind of psyching themselves up and getting under the bar really nice and kind of aggressively, and then all of a sudden they'll start being too fast with the movement, no real control, and you can see here that the bar path is kind of all over the place, the bar's not level. So the second thing I tend to see is people trying lifting at their maximum weight with no spotter, and it's quite a common thing. So they'll get themselves nice and set up, psyched up, lower it down really slow and controlled, and then all of a sudden they can't press it and the bar's kind of stuck on their chest. So a good variation for you may be, if you have issues with the bench press, maybe shoulders, maybe stability, whatever it may be, is the dumbbell floor press variation. I find this is a really good way of isolating the chest without putting any undue pressure through the shoulders, and I find that I can actually really feel my triceps and my chest working with this. So again, just nice and controlled, keeping the back relatively flat or neutral, and then performing that chest press variation. So rep ranges on this may vary, and I'd probably only ever recommend maybe 8 to 12 reps, so you can really focus on the contraction and also the hypertrophy of the chest as you're performing this movement, rather than focusing more on the power or the strength side of things. So there you have it, folks. That is Training Tip Tuesday, and we've looked at the chest and the bench press exercise. So I hope you got some great information from it. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button, share the video, share the content with as many people as you can, tag people in it, and post your comments down below and let us know what you would like to see for next week's Training Tip Tuesday, and we'll make sure that we put that together for you soon. Okay, so thank you very much for checking the video out, and I'll see you all next week in Training Tip Tuesday. Peace out.